Okay, so say, sit away out there. Okay, so say, sit away out there.
My name is Manyozo. I am a Malawian student in media studies here at the University of Natal, South Africa. My master's degree research attempts to develop methodologies for studying and understanding both documentary photographers and ethnographic photography. What is ethnographic photography? Indigenous communities like the Bushmen of the Southern Kalahari always attract many visitors, who usually bring along their cameras. Tourist visitors take pictures of places and people as evidence of having been there. As for academics and journalists, they take pictures of their encounters and experiences for usage in illustrating their presentations on what is out there. All these pictures are called ethnographic photography. How did I attempt to study ethnographic photography on the Bushmen? First, I randomly sampled photos from modern documentary ethnographies of Paul Weinberg and Keyan, which I would use as research tools during discussions with some subject communities from which the photographers took their photos.
This was during last week, and I just forgot half of everything. And off we were on the bus on Sunday. That was it. And so much luggage. And I'm here till Tuesday, so I don't even have instant reply. I just shoot them off.
Yeah, you get used to this.
How long are you people staying?
I think we took it off by on Friday.
Friday morning.
Could be morning or afternoon. Because we are going to sleep over.
Pick up some people involved.
Just Friday?
Yeah. I thought then interview in the night.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Because long since there's a few people I think would be together. What do you want to do? She said you want to speak to people who are not on the front line.
Yeah, definitely that's what I'm looking for. I want to
So I've spoken to Opa Api and
Second, I joined Professor Keyan Tomaselli's Semiotics of the Encounter project, which for the past few years has involved visiting and collaborating with Bushmen communities on issues of representation. During the April 2002 field trip, my objective was to develop an understanding of how photographers work by observing Keyan taking photographs within the community. My observations of Dan included videoing her activities.
Really was. This is my first photo documentary of this caliber that I've undertook, and it was everything I expected it to be, or hoped it would be. And I enjoy interacting with the people and seeing it through my lens, and just basically transcribing what I felt about the Kalahari into my photos. Sometimes it depends on what type of photo it is. I mean, sometimes something could happen like that, and you don't have time to think whether you're going to take it or how you're going to frame it. But other times, if the people know you're taking pictures of them, or if you've kind of set up a time with them, you can arrange, you can make sure you've got something in the background that is relevant to the person your subject.
Well, I think studying photographs of any anything really is a complex thing, and one has to try and unpack the language. As a photographer, I mean, I can unpack some of the language. You know, I can see the difference between a snapshot and a portrait and a decisive moment. They're all moments. They're moments in time that are constructed and that you are part of. You being aware of it. Some moments, for example, can take a week. You can be in a village or be in a settlement for a week and you don't take a photograph and something happens. You know, it happens around you, and in that moment you get an interesting image. So there is no one way.
Wait.
Her photographs were for an exhibition in Durban, where some Bushmen artworks were also to be exhibited.
In our program, and our students will be consulting them over the next couple of days on the research that they're doing with them that they've had in southern Botswana. One of these students is Manyozo from Malawi, who is studying photographic representations of the Bushmen, in particular Sean's work in practice, amongst other photographers. I think Lindsay is around here somewhere. But our experiences are also different, in that our relationship is based on mutual respect and participatory research methods. As Vanessa Dodd commented on her first visit to Blinkwater last year, she says, the first time I met Vetkat Kraper was on a cold, windy winter day, where we huddled next to the fire in the red sand. Vetkat said two things that day which I will never forget. Ik doe my eie ding, and respect met daai klein bietjie, dan kan ons verkom. Tonight, says Vanessa, is about respecting Vetkat's individuality and creativity, for his work is a celebration of himself, Belinda, of First Peoples of the Kalahari, and of the future of life itself. We are less concerned with one-way extraction of information from the Bushmen, one of their constant complaints about researchers in general, than we are in jointly developing socially acceptable research methodologies and mutually beneficial relationships. The questions with which we are concerned are, firstly, do our informants, hosts, co-researchers recognize themselves and their experiences in both familiar and new ways in the texts, photographs and videos we produce? Secondly, does the resulting narrative include, if implicitly, the community's way of explaining the world or their world? Does it critically engage with whatever theories or methodologies we bring to the encounter? Thirdly, are our own theories useful in the daily lives of our sources, hosts, informants and co-researchers? If so, how? Are the outcomes of our encounters mindful of power relations, deceit and manipulation? And finally, is our work in the Academy able to generate a symbolic return on investment for the community? We would certainly want this exhibition to be part of such a return.
Within the same period, Tomaselli and Dodd talked to a Komani bushwoman by the name of Rosa Menches, whilst employing photo elicitation techniques to discuss challenges faced by modern-day Bushmen of South Africa.
Uit waar grootjie, ek het laatst gelede kan. En die vrouwmens?
Die oma.
Die oma, is sy?
Nee, die oma is oorlede.
Sy is oorlede.
Dis in die park hier.
Ja.
Toe hulle van Johannesburg af teruggekom.
Okay.
Toe kom sterwe hulle in.
Okay. En
up here. This is a tree in the Kalahari Park, and the 3 omas. The omas is
Sisters.
sisters. Wat is her name?
Sy name is Kees, Una, ek meen Kees, Una, Kabaka.
Okay, and they're meeting again. This is a close-up of the tree, that tree there,
Okay.
in the park,
Which park?
Kempsburg Park.
Okay. Ask them how do they feel about the photographs.
A lot.
En wat sê die fotograwe vir jou?
What's that for?
What do the photos say?
Wat beteken hierdie?
Dit beteken vir my baie,
Ja, wat?
in my hart.
Ja, ja.
Van as ek aan hulle kyk, dan dink ek aan my ouers, hoe hulle gewerk het.
Ja.
En ek was al saam met hulle tot in die park, grootjies in 'n begraafplaas en die plekje. Het ek ook al gesien.
Linda, if you're going to get the speech, if you go behind, we're going to lose it.
Okay.
But,
I want to stay here.
sê asseblief weer vir die kamera wat jy net nou vir ons gesê het.
Ek onthou, ek meen ek is lief vir die foto's van my ouma, my 3 oumas en my ouma grootjie. Van as ek vir hulle kyk, dan kry ek weer so moed aan my selfde, kry ek regtig moed. As ek kyk na hulle, dan dink ek moet verder gaan, dat my agterkleinkindjies ook kan. Hierdie, koga, en hy balletjie met 'n sien. Dit is gewoon met 'n sien. Dis ook om ek lief is vir hulle. En hulle het my gewys waar my grootjies in die park lê en die ander mense wat met my saamgeleef het. En ek is ook net hier om jou met ek te wees. My bloed is naam om daar te doen. Van onze bloed is hier.
Het jy van hierdie prentjie tevore geweet? Nee. Ja. Are you picking up the talking? That's great. En waar in die park is die boom?
Agter die kantoor.
By die hoekie. En waar gaan al die mense in die bus?
Hulle gaan reeds om die stamboom gaan doen.
Hulle gaan daar.
In die park, ja, hulle gaan.
En wat gaan hulle by die boom doen?
Eindelijk as het daar by, dat is nie eindelijk by die boom wat hulle al die kere gaan. Hulle gaan waar die mense gebly het. Ek was ook nie een keer, die klomp kere, was ek al saam met my oma. En toe het sy my gewys waar het hulle gebly en hoe het hulle gelewe met mekaar, hulle was lief vir mekaar.
En wat beteken daardie groot boom vir die mense? En vir jou ook?
Soos het vir my is, beteken het vir my baie. Het beteken baie van my, professor. Ek is lief vir my mense. En hulle het my hier gebring. My oma het my hier gebring. En hulle het my hier gekom.
Wat sê jy nou?
I'm reminiscing about the days when the family was located in the park where she grew up, and they're now not part of the park anymore. They can go in, they've got rights to move in. So it's really sadness about this connection between the environment, the place,
Because it's people,
and the people.
Part of family now displaced.
Ja, dis die familie is, hulle is nou oral. Hulle het albei
Teruggekom.
Die ou dae was die familie by op dieselfde plek.
Op dieselfde plek.
En nou daar is hulle
uit mekaar
uitgesprei oral. En dit is wat jou treurig maakt.
Op de grond. Maar die twee oma's is nog.
Hulle woon nog.
Alle leven.
En dis by die huis.
Ja,
by die winkel.
Ja, daar is.
Wie was die ouma wat verlede jaar
Dat is my ouma.
gesterf het?
Dit is my ouma gesterf. En ek het die professie stoor op de eertjie op 'n bos gebly. Het ek gelewe. Ek het dieselfde lewe wat ek nou hier op die grond lewe het ek gelewe. Daar is eintlik 'n verskil. En ek het in die veld daar gelewe as ek soos ek nou hier swaar kry, my ouma het altyd vele gebring en verkoop by die wit mense om vir ons drintjies kos te gee. Ek was so goed, het ek gesien. Ons het altyd die vele gevat naar die ouma toe. Laat ons kan verwaarden, goed brengen. Ons wat sy gebruik. Maar as daar niks is, dan moet ons veelten. So het ons geleef. Daar die bos. Waar my opa nog skap op was.
In July 2002, with the help of translators Vanessa Dodd, Nelia Oates and Sherin Pretorius, I was back in the Northern Cape, carrying with me copies of Shan Dunn's April 2002 inactive photos, as well as Paul Weinbeck's activated and published photographic texts. I used these photos as tools during interviews and focus group discussions with the Bushmen as I try to establish their perceptions of how they are imaged.
She goes into the bush to look for medicine, and just her sharp there in the bush in the sand. She still does it today. She's Elsie's mom, and Anna's mom, and Clarence mom, and Tina's mom, and Silkhart's a mother-in-law. Yeah. He's saying you could see it was a windy day in the photos because when it's windy like that, you can't see now, but in a few hours' time or maybe later, the wind makes like that around the stone, and you can see on the photo that it was a windy day. He says he thinks it's also in August that this photo was taken because there's quite a few clouds in the air. Small little clouds, like in the sky now.
Dit vir julle maak jou hart goed voel.
Ja, dis 'n goeie foto vandag. Hoe kan jy ook weer mense
ken julle daai ene
hier? Ja, hier ken ek dus David hier zo.
Ja, so David.
En hier is Tinas. Tinas, ja.
Wie is die onderste een?
Who is this one?
Tinas, dis
Sana.
Kruiper.
Sana Kruiper.
Ja, van Bucks.
Ja. Okay. Top one is David.
So is that back one, and the other one is foot. Kuli. Yeah, that's the one for the second pass. Yeah. Yeah, but the first one is you just click behind your teeth. Kuli. Kuli.
Would somebody say these photographs do not say anything about him? They would say he hasn't been portrayed fairly. Or he has,
okay.
Yeah.
Kyk, dink jy iemand sal sê hierdie foto, kan jy nou dink iemand sal sê hierdie foto wys niks van hoe jou lewe is? Van jou probleme en sulke goeters nie.
Ja, want kijk nu zoals hierdie, soos daai foto ding, dit was so in die kort met van massa sterftyd na daai, was net na daai mos, wat die mense toe deel gedoen het, want toe was dit mos omtrent alleenig geweest, soos nog hier geweest het, I think.
Yeah, why he thinks this is, gives an idea of his life, it's just after his mother died, so he was rather quite sad there. So he feels that that portrays his feelings. Maar van jou lewe van jou...
Yeah, I think he's this big comedy photo. Yeah. No, it doesn't say anything about his life because he didn't know about the photo.
Hy sê, hy gaan vir hom gesê, as hy hier gewees het, nou, hierso, dan, hoe kry hy dit reg om te kan, sonder sy toestanding kan die foto neem en nie vir hom sê, en gaan dit in 'n boek sit.
Okay, he says if the photographer was sitting here now, he would say to him, who gave you the right to put the photo in this book without his permission? To take the photo without his permission and to put it in the book?
Ja, nee, eintlik aan die volle maar hier is maar net op hier rondom ons hier. Op uniform is goed.
There's so many people that come and take photographs and films that he doesn't remember very well, but he says that photo was taken in 1997.
The guy asked him to play soccer, so he could photograph.
Was julle regtig besig om sokker te speel of het die fotograaf gevra dat jy dit begin speel sodat jy die foto kan neem?
Sê vir hom, jy kan sien, sê hierso, het ek omgedraai. En daai ene, dis my pa. Dis my pa se broer. Sekond, hy so ongeveer 2 meter. Die ene is naam was Balip, dis Jan, die keeper. Dis nou ek, Jan. Nou die ding moet ek wat doen so. Ek dink die bal op. En gee, maar hier in die grond. Daar was het so. So daai dag.
So daar was ander mense wat ook gespeel het wat nie.
Waar ek van die huis af geloop. Maar ek het mos die rijdstraat daar geloop. Ek het mos so met dat trein geloop. Dat ek hier se kant kan op klim. Dat ek 'n randjie bo las. Nou daai dag het ek ook verlang. Na my kinders wat nou nie naby is. Nou ja, dat wil ek mos nou so verlang na my kinders. Toen staan ik, denk ik, oh, ik wonder wat met kinders daar waar ze vandaag is, waar dat zo ver is. Staan ik nou daar op de rand en ze staan denk ik. Wie kom je? Ze staan is daar dat ik zo staan, maar daar dat ik zo staan is ik bang. Oh, gelukkig voel ik daar waar ik sta. Terwijl mijn kinderen zo ver is.
En die man wat jou afgeneem het,
die man,
het jy geweet dat hy jou af? Het hy vir jou gesê as jy daar bo kom wil hy jou afneem?
Nee, hy was onder.
O.
Nou dat denk ik me nee, die mensen moest maar daar bezig.
Ja.
Ik heb die geweten van hem.
O.
Doe ik nou in dag kom maak hulle weer terug. Toe wys hulle my. Kyk nou wie staan daar. Toe sê ek nee, jy skel maar so maak dit met skelm bietjie jy my afgeneem het. Jy het my sur my gesê jy sal my foto's vat van my. Nou kyk waar staan ek.
En het hulle toe die foto vir jou gegee? Het hulle 'n foto gegee?
Daar is so een gewees maar.
Ja. Okay. Maar is dit vir jou lekker om na die foto te kyk?
Dat is er my baie.
Dis waar jy so mooi daar op die duin staan en jy weet hoe jy gevoel het toe jy daar gestaan het.
Okay. Oh, my mamma het toch daar sit daai naam.
Groot klein Kalahari.
Ja.
Hulle twee.
Ja,
Toe gaan hulle nog skool. Toe gaan hulle nog skool op Karakama.
Ja.
Nou wie is
Nee, dis 'n man wat in Botswana bly.
Ek kan sien. Sy wie is. Dat is nou.
Also recognize
Dat
the
is nou
farm.
daai sin wat is net nog gewees het wat op mekaar gesit het.
Ja.
Ja.
Dis die hy.
Dis reg, hulle het vir ons gewys.
Hier staan.
Which farm is that?
Okay. That is her husband.
Which one?
It's Anna's husband, this one. You remember this photograph?
Let me
That was not the one in the first photograph. And they also say that's on the farm that we wrote Koffiefontein.
Okay.
Because they recognize the tree.
Her husband is the one where?
This.
In the middle.
That, yes.
But that was when Hottentot looked at him, it was his stepfather.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, she said this is her son, stepson. So jou stiefseun. So wie se seun was hy?
Die oupa wat daar staan.
Is dit die ou kerel se seun? Nou jy sien ou Koeie daar vir ons gesê, dit was ou Jan se stiefseun hier. So hulle het dit verkeerd omgegaan.
Hulle het verkeerd omgegaan daar vir my.
Okay, this is father and son. She is the stepmother of.
Okay, so the husband was not Schwarz, it was Jan.
Jan is the husband and this is Hottentot.
No, the son, she's Anna Schwarz.
Anna Swart. Nou, wat was Hottentot se van nou weer?
Dit was Witboys.
Witboys.
Jan
Witboys. So it was
Witboys.
Jan Witboy.
Okay. Okay.
Dit kan maar wees. Je mag niet een oude story in die dag vertellen. Het moet in de nacht wees.
You can't tell an old story in the day. It must be at night.
Want als je de oude story in die dag vertelt, hier zo bij jouw zitvlaktes, hier zo, jouw exhaust daar, dan krijg je haren. Dus wees voorzichtig om een oude story in die dag te vertellen. Hoe lang was het die poepel van je? Krijg je poepel, krijg je haren, lange haren. Zo wees voorzichtig om je oude story in die dag te vertellen.
If you tell stories during the daytime, you'll get hair on your private parts.
You'll get hair.
And I'm here till Tuesday, so I don't even have insect repellent. I just shoot them off.
Yeah, you get used to that.
How long are you looking for staying?
You can start.
Hoe je de manier komt uit gewoon naar 3 uur die tot daar in de hand krijgen hoor niet.
It's cold, eh?
It's very cold. En hij gaat ik wil me niet helpen. Ja, die dingen die zwaar is bij goed die niet staat. Ja, die zo leuk. Hij wil me niet helpen. Dit is jullie. Als het net direct is, alleen hier vol, kijk hoe lacht hij man.
This man don't understand the camera. This man don't understand this camera.
Ada kuman, kau kuman. Aman ngau kita ni aku kan.
My friend, you
Ja, kau Muhammad. Macam je moet allemaal kira allemaal kijken. Ja.
Stand up.
Ada net, ja, ada net ini kuman. Kau wijet. Ya. Apa kau ja, kau kau ja. Apa? Kau kau. Ya, kau kau mu. Kau kau. Ya, kau
Finally, it was time to theorize field experiences and observations, as well as edit my videos, a critical and semiotic analysis of which enlightened me on crucial areas of representation. Now I know that one cannot read photographs per se. Rather, they can read photographic depictions or photographic representations.
So a depiction is much more, if you like, to do with the iconicity that the audience is going to bring to the picture. Whereas when you think about a picture as representing, that's going to be much more a rhetorical thing. It's something to urge an actual interpretation. Whereas the depiction frames the interpretation, gives it a particular kind of quality. Okay.
I also understand that reading photographs is a convergence of photographs as cultural texts, the circuit of culture of the photographer, the circuit of culture of the reader, and the circuit of culture of both the context and preconditions in which the reading is taking place. As a convergence, reading photographs enables readers to establish not the photography of truth, but rather the truth of photography.
About how does one view photographs of indigenous people. I don't think there's one way to view photographs of indigenous people, like there isn't one way to listen to music. All you can do is try and understand what that picture means for you. And if my work has also got to be seen in a context. I mean, my work is essentially narrative. So that body of work, In Search of the Sand, is a narrative. It is trying to tell a story. And so I take you through a visual journey as well, backed up with some of my own writing. And it's whether that journey and those visual moments, those moments in the journey, if they mean something for you or not, it's up to the viewer to decide on how they perceive that work.
See the way out there. Okay, so see the way out there. Mood maskaha mat kaisa. Okay, so
I didn't apply anything. I just decided to be here at the spur of the moment. This was during last week, and I just thought I could forgot half of everything. And off we were on the bus on Sunday. That was it. And so much luggage.